A young woman crashes her car on a lonely, frozen road. A witness sees her standing there calm, waiting for help. But when police arrive just minutes later, she's gone. Completely vanished. No footprints in the snow. No signs of struggle. Just nothing. Her car was locked. Her wallet, her ID, and even a bottle of wine were still inside. But her phone and credit cards? Missing. What was she running from? Or more terrifying, was someone out there, watching her, waiting to strike? One moment she was there. The next she was gone without a trace. This isn't just a missing person case. It's one of the most haunting disappearances of our time. And the deeper you look, the more terrifying it becomes. What happened to Maura Murray? On February 9th, 2004, a young woman named Maura Murray vanished without a trace. But the way she disappeared is what makes this case truly terrifying. It was a freezing winter night in Haverhill, New Hampshire. At around 7:27 p.m., a local resident heard a loud crash outside. When they stepped out, they saw a black Saturn sedan, its front smashed against a snowbank on a dark, desolate road. Behind the wheel sat a young woman with dark hair. She wasn't panicked. She wasn't screaming for help. Instead, she just sat there, staring ahead. A school bus driver named Butch Atwood was the first person to approach her. He asked if she needed help, but Maura quickly declined. She insisted she had already called for roadside assistance, which was a lie. Something about her seemed off. She didn't appear drunk or injured, but there was a strange tension in her voice, like she was afraid. Atwood drove off, but decided to call the police anyway. When officers arrived just minutes later, Maura was gone. No footprints leading into the woods. No signs of a struggle. Nothing. The road was eerily silent, as if she had vanished into thin air. What happened to Maura in those crucial few minutes? Why did she refuse help? And how did she disappear from an empty road in the middle of nowhere? This was just the beginning of a case that would haunt investigators for years to come. Maura Murray didn't just disappear. She planned something before she went missing. And the deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. Just a day before the crash, Maura emailed her college professors at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, saying she had a family emergency and would be gone for a few days. But there was no emergency. Instead, she packed up her things, withdrew $280 in cash, bought alcohol, and started driving north alone. Why? Where was she going? And why lie about a family emergency? Now, let's go back to the crash scene. When police inspected her car, they found something bizarre. An open bottle of red liquid spilled inside. At first, they assumed it was wine. But some believe it wasn't wine at all. Could it have been blood? The driver's seat airbag had deployed, but there was no sign of Maura being injured. If she was bleeding, she didn't leave any blood outside the car. Even stranger, Maura's credit cards, debit card, and cell phone were never used again after that night. It was as if she ceased to exist the moment she walked away from that car. But there's one chilling question we still can't answer: if Maura wasn't alone that night, who was with her? And why haven't they ever come forward? The mystery only gets darker from here. Maura Murray was seen standing next to her crashed car, but minutes later she was gone. No one saw her leave. No one saw where she went. And what happened in those final moments remains one of the most disturbing mysteries ever recorded. Let's go back to that remote New Hampshire road on the night of February 9th, 2004. After Maura crashed, several people saw her, but what they said only deepened the mystery. The school bus driver's account. A man named Butch Atwood, a local school bus driver, was the last person to ever speak to Maura. He saw her standing beside her damaged car, shivering in the cold. Concerned, he pulled over and asked if she needed help. But Maura refused. "No, I've already called AAA," she told him. That was a lie. Records show she never called AAA. So why did she say that? Was she waiting for someone? Or was she hiding something? The mysterious witness across the street. A woman who lived nearby also saw Maura. She briefly looked out her window and saw her standing alone, appearing uninjured. Minutes later, she looked again. Maura was gone. Not down the road. Not in the woods. Just gone. No one saw her leave. No footprints in the snow. No sign of struggle. The last trace, a haunting clue. When police arrived 7 minutes after she vanished, they found something strange. The car doors were locked. Maura's gloves, wallet, and school books were inside the car. And on the car seat, a box of wine partially spilled. But the most chilling detail? On the road, fresh footprints led into the woods, but they stopped suddenly, as if she had been picked up or disappeared into thin air. Was someone already waiting for her in the trees? Or did she run into the woods and meet a fate we can't even imagine? From this moment on, Maura Murray was never seen again. And what happened next is even more disturbing. Maura Murray vanished into thin air, leaving behind more questions than answers. No body, no clues, just gone. But theories? There are plenty. Some believe she ran away to start a new life. Others think she met a horrific fate in the woods. And then, there's a far more terrifying possibility, one that suggests she wasn't alone that night. Let's break down the most chilling theories behind her disappearance. Theory 1. Maura planned her own disappearance. Some people think Maura wanted to vanish. The evidence? She emptied her bank account before leaving. She searched for directions to Bartlett, New Hampshire, a place she had visited with her father. She lied to her professors, telling them there had been a death in the family, which wasn't true. All of this suggests she wanted to get away. But does that mean she planned to disappear forever? If she ran away, why would she crash her car in the middle of nowhere? Why leave behind her belongings? And why, if she was starting fresh, has she never been seen again? Not even under a new identity. Something doesn't add up. Theory 2. She got lost in the woods and died. Some believe Maura ran into the freezing woods and didn't survive the night. The search teams found no footprints leading deep into the forest. But what if she collapsed somewhere unseen? Yet, if that's true, why hasn't a single trace of her been found? No body, no clothing, not even a single bone. It's as if nature itself swallowed her whole. Theory 3. She was taken. This is where the story gets truly terrifying. She told the bus driver she had already called for help. That was a lie. The neighbors saw her standing near her car. Then suddenly she was gone. The footprints leading into the woods stopped abruptly, as if someone had picked her up. Could someone have been watching her from the trees, waiting for her to be completely alone? What if the crash wasn't an accident, but part of something much darker? Some believe Maura fell into the hands of a serial predator, someone who knew the area well, someone who knew exactly where to take her so she would never be found. And that's where this case takes a truly horrifying turn. It's been years since Maura Murray vanished on that cold February night, but her case remains one of the most baffling mysteries of all time. No body, no evidence, no closure, just silence. Her family still searches. Investigators still theorize. And the internet remains obsessed with the strange and unsettling details of that night. But one question haunts everyone. What really happened to Maura Murray? The missing pieces, clues that don't add up. Despite countless investigations, there are too many strange details that make this case even more chilling. Why did Maura suddenly leave her college without telling anyone? Why did she withdraw all her money and buy alcohol? Why was she driving into the mountains alone, with no clear destination? And why, in the middle of a freezing night, did she disappear in less than 7 minutes? There was no struggle, no signs of forced abduction, no logical explanation for how she vanished so quickly. It's as if she was erased from existence. Theories versus reality. Is there a missing piece? Investigators still debate what happened. If she ran away, why has she never resurfaced? If she froze in the woods, why hasn't a single piece of evidence ever been found? If she was taken, why did no one hear or see anything? And then there's the most disturbing possibility, that the truth is something we can't explain. Could Maura's fate be linked to something beyond our understanding? A hidden danger in those woods? A stranger who knew she was coming? Or something even more terrifying, a reality where people can vanish without a trace? The last thing we know for sure is that she was standing by her crashed car. Then she was gone. The haunting mystery lives on. To this day, Maura's case remains unsolved. Her family refuses to give up. The internet continues to search. But the answers? They may never come. Somewhere out there lies the truth. And maybe, just maybe, it's something we were never meant to find. Maura Murray's disappearance is more than just an unsolved case. It's a haunting reminder that sometimes people don't just go missing, they vanish. No answers. No closure. Just questions that refuse to fade. Her family still searches. Investigators still dig. And theories continue to spiral. But in the end, one terrifying truth remains. Maura was there, and then she wasn't. What happened that night? Did she run? Was she taken? Or did something far more chilling happen? We may never know. But one thing is certain. Her story is far from over. What do you think happened to Maura Murray? Let us know in the comments. And remember, some mysteries are meant to stay unsolved.